We're episode 25.
Yeah.
What happened this week? Anything?
Not that I can think of.
I had something odd happen this week where I was buying like guitars from this guy. I buy guitars from people, and he was selling like a really, really big collection for like, it was like his, like, I guess like his like father-in-law's collection is what I'm gathering. But like, I'm telling him prices and he keeps like telling me, oh, well, they said this and they said that, but he's not really disclosing who they are. And I'm going, what is going, and he's like, so he keeps doing it. Like, I'll be like, oh, I'll pay you this, I'll pay you this. Oh, well, they said that this is way more money. I was just like, who's they?
It's like the powers that be.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, Gemini. I was like, who the fuck is Gemini? And he's like, it's a Google AI app that he like pays for.
Oh my God.
And like, whatever. I'm not going to say anything bad about the guy. He wanted to just get the best money he could for his like collection. But I will say, like, I wanted to be like, do you know that AI is like the most unreliable source of information right now? Like, it's not perfected in the slightest. I don't like AI in general, but like, it's kind of like, for me, when I like, even if I use it, it's almost like confirmation bias. Like, it'll be like, oh, like, if you're like, oh, well, I think this guitar is more expensive, they're like, yeah, it could be. Like, they'll just say, like, Gemini doesn't, like, it's almost like the laziest form of research you could do. Like, it's like going to Wikipedia and trying to get information. You know what I mean? Because AI is just a collection of information from different sources from the internet. So it's not always right, because it could be sourcing like Reddit. It could be sourcing anything. It's not a perfect science. So when he was telling me that he was like, you're wrong and AI is right, I was like, no, honey. But I couldn't break it to him. I couldn't be like, dude, you can't do that.
AI stresses me out. But
I don't like AI.
we had like a customer come in and she's like a regular, but she was like, you're gonna kill me. And I was like, why? And she was like, I want this haircut, but it's definitely an AI dog and it's definitely not real.
Oh no.
So I was like,
an
show
AI
me.
photo of a dog.
So I'm like, show me.
Did it look like your dog?
It was the same type of dog.
Yeah, okay.
But
All right.
like the dog is like sitting on a couch, so you can only see its legs and its face. Like you can't see the full body haircut. And the AI obviously is like not a haircut. It's like a puppy hair that's like whatever.
You're like, your dog doesn't even have this hair type.
I'm very like easy where I can be like, okay, I can kind of see the length on that dog. We could do this length. And I talk to him about, I'm like, it's not going to look like the AI photo. So that didn't bother me. What bothered me was the subject matter of the video was this puppy talking like a human, going, hi, my name is Fluffy and you know what's better about dogs that humans don't get? And he's talking about how good, like, dogs are great. So he's talking about like the difference between humans and dogs loving you unconditionally. But I'm literally watching it and she's going, oh my God, isn't this the cutest video ever? And I'm going,
different strokes for different folks. Because for me, I feel like I would feel the uncomfortable.
So adorable. That you're feeling. That's a great
the discomfort.
video. And she's like, me and my husband just watch these videos all day long. And I literally, when she walked away, couldn't be me. Like, I was like, first of all, don't fuck with AI, period. I was like, but also it's just not, I don't know. Everyone's different.
Everything I hear about AI, I don't dig. Like the stealing the art from the artist, the depleting our water supply, you know, it just puts a dampener on things.
Yeah, I'm literally watching it and I'm like, so we're probably gonna die.
From dehydration
because of this video. Stupid fucking video.
But also the thing that bothers me about AI is like you don't even have a choice in the matter anymore, because as soon as you Google something, the first thing that comes up is the chat
the
GPT
AI synopsis.
Yeah, the AI summary. And I'm like, how much water did I just use Googling something? Did I just use a gallon of water?
But also we have at work where we like write out like, we used to handwrite like report cards, right? For and tell them how.
Now they want you to use
now
AI.
You literally just hit like prompts, like liked the haircut, didn't like the dryer, like this, and then it writes an AI progress report itself. And then, bro, whatever. I think they're going to get
Same
complaints.
thing.
I think they're going to take it away because they're already getting...
AI is not good.
But I was like, I don't like AI, and now I'm forced to do it because they look at your numbers and they're like, you're not doing your report cards. And I'm like, but I'm not doing it. A robot's doing it. And I don't even, like, it's not it's not part of my ethics. Like, I think it's unethical.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm doing it.
Well, they want us to use AI for training, so they'll like make us talk to a robot, like, hey, sell me a guitar today. And you're talking to a robot, and it's like kind of it's disingenuous to engage with the robot, because for me it's like, this is not the same interaction as with a real person. And then they rate me a 3 out of 10, and I'm like, yo, I wrote $2 million for the company last year. So like the robot is not correct. Like, so I'm like, this is bogus. And also, like, when the robot's fighting me and I'm not closing the deal with the robot, I'm like, I can't in earnest fight with a robot and be like, oh, the robot's not buying the item from me. I'm like, fuck this robot. Like, I'm like, I talk to it like it's like we're fighting. Like, I'm like, yeah, whatever, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't like the AI. Like, I just like, it's just, I don't know.
It gives me the ick.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, you just want to refute it, or like you want to, you're, what am I trying to say? You're,
repulsed
by it.
And you're having an adverse reaction to it.
Yeah, aversion. I have an aversion to it, which I feel the same way about when people get bad plastic surgery.
Dude, I literally knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for it.
Yeah. So what the fuck happened? Jim Carrey he's the hottest goss.
Yeah, not the war in Iran and not the Epstein files, but Jim Carrey's face. That's like super important right now, though. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's way more important than what's going on.
Yeah, way more important than the USA blowing up a girls' school in Iran. Jim Carrey's face, front page news.
But he's a clone. That's not his face.
He's a clone, yeah. But also the thing for me was like, you can't escape it. I was like, one day goes by, still talking about Jim Carrey. Another day goes by, still talking about Jim Carrey. Trump starts a war, still talking about Jim Carrey. And it just kept going and going. And I was like, this is kind of getting ridiculous at this point. Like, whatever. He's a clone, whatever you want to believe.
It's like, honestly, you're being forced.
Boy got a mid-facelift, right? And an upper bleph or whatever. He definitely got the upper bleph.
He got an upper bleph. He got a facelift. His hair grew out. And then they're sharing videos from 2020 or 2022 and saying that this was him 2 weeks ago.
Dude, I posted a video when it first happened. I was like, dude got an upper bleph and engorged his face with Botox. It's not that deep, right? And people, like, conspiracy theorists are like, because I said, this gives conspiracy theories full range to say whatever they want. The earth is flat now. We never went to the moon. Like, you know, all the stuff. It's like, because of the Epstein files, like, coming out and then being like, they ate babies. We don't even know how they got to that conclusion. We still don't fully understand it. It may have been implied. We're not on team they didn't, but we're not on team they definitely did. But because they got like that, oh, this might be happening, it's like the floodgates of the conspiracy theories have opened. And this guy was like, oh, well, most conspiracy theories are based in truth, so maybe you should like look into it, honey. And I'm like, if they were based in truth, they wouldn't be conspiracy theories, bro. They would be truth. Am I tripping?
It's a slippery slope. I would say it's a slippery slope. I'm not on board with Jim Carrey being a clone. I think he got a bad facelift. But
That's what I'm saying.
There are things that happened in America that we are like, that's a conspiracy, when it's like, nah, that shit happened.
Yeah.
So there are some things like that. And I think as powerful as the government is, and as long as there's rich people in power that can like just destroy evidence or do what they need to do, like eventually, like if we had not pushed for the Epstein files, that would have been declared a hoax by the president and it would not be in the history books. It still might get buried. Like,
which is
we
insane.
have literally Kash Patel, literally on recording saying like he was told to bury the files.
is crazy.
And they're like, oh, well.
And then we wonder why people are conspiracy
And then,
theorists.
you have to be at this rate. Like, I feel like I'm getting a little conspiracy theorist. I can't get on the clone thing because I just think it's just too absurd.
Even if we could do clones, if it were
would
possible,
be starting at birth.
it would be a baby. Yeah.
You don't just
Or
have
they
Jim
think they're
Carrey.
like an AI robot or something, but I'm like, are we can tell that the science isn't there.
Yeah, and also, like, it's just easier for me to believe that we live in such a distorted and bizarre world that people can they have mental problems because they're famous and they're in the spotlight and they're like,
Yeah.
I want to fix my face because I'm aging and I'm literally being
Also,
watched
it's like we were
by
saying,
everyone.
society's ageist, and in America especially, to me, just like, you know, engaging in like TikTok and news and everything all throughout the day, we're a very like, it's all vanity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't believe that somebody that would get older would get plastic surgery,
But you
because
can believe they're a clone.
but you can believe they're a full-blown clone.
But we did see the video of him talking about the Illuminati, and that's why they believe it, because they were like, oh, it's because they needed to silence him. But that whole thing he was doing was a bit, in my opinion. Like, it could go either way, because Jimmy Kimmel looked uncomfortable. We were talking about this, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. If I were Jimmy Kimmel and like a comedian comes on my show and starts doing a bit, and I don't know that they're going to do the bit, and they're leaning fully in, and like, let's just say you're just not in the mood. Because
Right.
like, let's just say Jim Carrey's coming on, you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, no, I don't. Like, and he's kind of like, in a sense, like, it's your
Sabotaging.
night show, and he's hijacking the night show and acting like a psychotic person. And I'm like, I don't know, if I were Jimmy Kimmel, I would be a little irked, because I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm in the driver's seat. You cannot
He's
do
probably
this.
like got his questions lined up.
Yeah, and he's
then
walking
he's like,
in doing a whole bit about the Illuminati, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing right
and then
now?
he's staring at him, and he's probably like, how do I even fucking segue into the first question at this point?
But also, let's do devil's advocate. Let's say that the Illuminati exists. You think Jimmy Kimmel's invited to the party? Because Jimmy fucking Kimmel, he's a night show host. He's not that rich. Like, we think that all the elites, like every single one of them, like hang out together and like put babies' faces onto their faces
I
or
can't
whatever.
get behind that they're all doing it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like,
You
I don't think
know?
that Jennifer Aniston is drinking baby blood. I can't get behind that. I think that's nuts.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
don't know,
just like
man.
a little bizarre for me. But the clone thing is just like, I almost think it should be studied. It should be a scientific study, because Britney Spears, we're going to get shit for talking about this bitch.
Oh, well,
But she got a DUI, right?
okay, but everyone's saying so that that's her clone that got the DUI, mind you.
She died in 2018. This is her clone. That Britney's been gone for a while. She's been missing.
Okay, but
Or
we,
she died.
we have
We don't
a
know what the-
problem when celebrities, like big, like A-lister celebrities, are co-signing this, because I saw an interview with Matt Rife and Shannon Sharp, and they were talking about Jim Carrey's face, and he's going, it's weird, man, it's weird. He's like, I don't know if he's a clone, but he's like, I really have been following the Britney Spears shit, and I think she's a clone, because how do you get a gap in your teeth?
From doing meth, bro.
And
You
I
don't
was
think
like,
hard drugs fuck with your teeth, then you need to wake the fuck up. You'd rather accept. This is the thing. I think it's almost. This is why I want it to be studied, because I think it's a psychological thing. I think it's like, oh, Britney Spears. There's no way that Britney Spears that I know and love could be addicted to drugs. This can't be true. And I don't know what that is in somebody's brain where they can't accept reality. It's like a denial thing. But for
Because
a
they-
celebrity, they're
dude.
detached from them. Why can't you be like, okay, it's a really sad that this happened?
because they stan Britney.
I know that they stan Britney. We stan a lot of people. I stan Zac Efron for the longest time. It doesn't mean that he didn't get a bad chin implant or whatever the fuck he did to his face.
Oh, he's a clone too.
Oh my God. This is what I mean. And then also it's like, yeah, same with standing Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez, they're saying that she's a clone and that they put somebody's soul into her body. They think that they're putting people's souls into people's bodies now. the conspiracy theorists. And I'm like,
what the hell?
every day we stray further from God.
My thing is like,
how is this easier to accept than the person got bad plastic surgery or Botox? That's the thing for me. Or they're on Klonopin or something.
Hear me out. Hear me out. They said that Jim Carrey is a clone because he spoke out against the Illuminati and they got to get rid of him.
But the shit he was saying
But
wasn't that compelling. I want to hear some real shit.
Just hear me out. Yeah. Okay? I'm just saying. That's why. So why Selena Gomez? Why Britney? Why Zac
Ariana
Efron?
Grande?
Why Ariana Grande? None of them were speaking out against the Illuminati and the sex trafficking or whatever the fuck they're going on, or Satanistic rituals. None of them were doing that. So
Ariana Grande, the craziest thing she did was like a ice out pin.
Yeah, but that was after she was cloned.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm like, that's what I mean. She didn't do anything beforehand. She was licking cupcakes and hanging out with like Mac Miller and stuff. Like she was talking in a black accent.
Yeah.
Were they like, she's got to go. This is a little problematic.
I don't know, man. I just know that.
But the other thing with Selena Gomez I wanted to touch on was they think that Gina Davis's soul is inside her body.
Who's Gina Davis?
Do you know who Gina Davis is? This is the funny part. The mom from Stuart Little.
I don't even fucking remember that bitch.
Yeah, but if you look at her today, you can kind of see the parallel between them.
Should I look her up? What's her name?
Gina Davis. Geena, I think. Gina Davis. The mom from fucking Stuart Little. She's alive with bad plastic surgery.
So why is she in her body if she's...
Because there's similarities in the way they speak where they don't really move their mouth too much. And they just... I don't know. There is a parallel in some way. When I see the videos, I'm like, I guess I see what you're saying and the way that she talks now, because Selena doesn't enunciate her words and stuff.
Yeah, but if she's alive and talking the same way, how is her soul in her body? She's got two bodies and two souls.
This is what I'm saying. It's obviously insane. But why would the mom from Stuart Little?
The mom from Stuart Little, now hear me out. Because I'm seeing recent pics. It's giving like Caitlyn Jenner a little bit.
Yeah, right? A little. But she just got bad surgery. She was in that movie that we watched with the girls that were like getting hunted by the men. What the heck was it called?
What?
The
Did
girls
I watch that?
Yes. The girl with the guy from 21 Jump Street that you're like, he was never attracted before.
Oh, yeah.
He's attractive now.
Blink twice.
Blink twice. What is the guy's name?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. Yeah. Channing Tatum. But she was in that. You know, remember? She was like the
she got a big chin.
Secretary.
She got the same implant that Zac Efron got, bro. It's fine. It's just surgery.
It's just surgery.
Guys,
can we just like relax? But also, Britney didn't get surgery.
Yeah, Britney looks the same besides her gap, and that's just the aftermath.
Yeah.
The aftermath. But she also got a DUI. Did you see that they said they're not going to release a DUI picture because it's something with like the laws in like wherever it was done, wherever the crime was done. But also they said that she was driving erratically for like, an hour before the cops caught her. Like it was reported and then an hour later. There was multiple reports. Some were a little sketchy. Like some said it was a chase for an hour, but I think they just didn't find her till an hour later and somebody reported it with the license plate. I don't think
Britney Spears is like Tokyo Drift.
No, I don't.
Like if I had to like guess, they caught her within minutes or seconds.
Yeah. So, and then they said there were pills in the car and they're like, oh, well, it's probably her prescription.
It may have been Adderall is what the news on the street is.
Yeah, legal meth.
Yeah, so this is the thing for me is like, and people are going, no, there's no way. And I'm like, why is there no way that a troubled, celebrity that was brought up in this since she was a child.
In a conservatorship.
Controlled
by her family.
Being controlled by her family, her money being taken from her father and family, being used her entire life. Why is it so hard to believe that she would abuse substances?
Who wouldn't?
I would abuse substances. I would be getting DUIs. And it's like, I don't know. It's when Justin Timberlake got a DUI, everybody believed it. And they were like, yeah, that's him. He did that shit. But there's something about Britney where they're standing her so hard that she's untouchable. And I'm like, She's just on drugs, dude. It's sad. It sucks. She's just fucked up.
Yeah.
She's been fucked up this whole time.
We can only hope she bounces back, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I really, really want her to bounce back, but it's just looking bleak. And I'm like, honestly, when the DUI thing happened, I was like, maybe this will be her rock bottom. Maybe
it'll
she'll
be like a wake up call.
Maybe it'll be a wake up call.
But not. She blew a 0.06, so she's not going to be like held in jail. She's not going to have any really accountability unless she gets put in jail for the drugs that she's holding. And then maybe it could be like a rock bottom if she doesn't get bailed out right away, I guess. I don't know.
Hard to say.
It's hard to say when you're a celebrity and there's no real
repercussions. Or she's just running free
actions.
And this is the clone. And the clone's getting locked up and it's no big deal.
Yeah. And what, like, if the clone got like a DUI, that's fine, right? Because
like,
not really.
It's fine
Britney.
that she has a clone, but shouldn't the clone be picking up her dog's shit when it shits in the living room?
If she had a clone, why would the clone be abusing substances? Like, wouldn't they just like tell it? Well, I guess it's not a robot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, let's just say that the clone thing could happen because we're gonna keep just like let's just play devil's advocate.
Let's
lean in heavy, right? So Britney Spears has a falling out, has a mental breakdown, went missing in they're saying 2018, 2017. Why didn't they just make a new Britney Spears that makes a shitload of money and just start making, if we can do clones, we can probably do fake Britney Spears songs, and make a cash cow. Right. Start making money off of her. Wouldn't that be the real route? Like if you were gonna make a clone,
I think
why are you making like a subpar clone?
We have a classic case of clone gone rogue. The clone wanted none of it. She was like, fuck this shit.
We can't keep control of these clones then because they're not doing well.
Well, clones would be like, remember they were saying they're going to clone dogs and you don't get the same personality when you clone a dog. You just get the same exact look. She doesn't look the fucking same, but you would, if you were a clone, you would look exactly the same, like a carbon copy.
Yeah.
No upper left, no mid facelift, no gap in your teeth. You would look exactly the same. You would have a different personality, but you would look exactly the same.
The upper left is coming to get all of Hollywood, though.
Honestly, the clone thing, it's a flawed science.
It's flawed. Because she wouldn't have the gaps in her teeth.
She'd be perfectly the same. Exactly the same.
Yeah, and why would she, like, I don't know. Well, it's like she wouldn't, even if the clone did some drugs, the clone's too new. Like, wouldn't it take longer? This is like years of abuse.
I don't know if it started off as an embryo.
This is ridiculous.
We gotta move on, bro.
Yeah.
The clone thing, we're beating a dead horse.
Yeah, we really are, but it's just funny to kind of like
it's shocking.
Feed into the bullshit.
What else happened? We watched the Love is Blind reunion, right? It was better.
We
said make Love is Blind.
A little bit of they held some people
accountable. There was some cringy stuff going on, you know.
Yeah, they played some cringeworthy clips.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just mortifying if you were the one in the clip watching it, but I feel like they still pull back. They're still trying to be a little like, they're not trying to be full throttle. They're not going full ratchet. They're still trying to be like,
yeah. It's definitely
take
not
this opportunity to apologize, which I guess is more healthy.
It's not Real Housewives or anything.
Yeah,
but it's fine. It is what it is, man.
Well, I think it's also like reality television is just going to change because it's like you're going to get in trouble if you're doing what, you know, Tyra Banks did.
Oh, yeah.
In America's Next Top Model.
Like, it's just even now with how Love is Blind is, they're going to come out with a documentary 15 years from now and be like, you know how fucked up this shit was?
Yeah. And
they didn't even give us water.
Well, they gave us the gold goblet of alcohol and that's it. Well, remember there was like a thing that they weren't feeding them or something, and now in all the shots they have like food
feeding them, and they're like, get them some bottles of water.
Yeah, get them some water real quick. Brought to you by TurboTax. What was that about?
The TurboTax plug, because
so
dude,
bizarre.
We literally mentioned how they didn't get to go on vacation, Vic St. John and Christine.
Yeah,
and then they gave them a vacation. They plugged TurboTax in the.
We were talking about how Love is Blind has hordes of money.
But
Why are they
were paying
TurboTax?
for a new vacation for them? Like, they were like, you guys were this here to go on vacation.
They're like, they need to prove their love. They got to get married for us to pay for that shit.
That's crazy.
But
I mean, the only legitimate couple on the whole thing.
yeah.
I mean, I like that Connor and Bree got together, and that's cool. That, you know, they stayed together. Spoiler alert. But yeah.
Speaking of legitimate couples, like, did we ever think Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk were a legit couple? Because, like, just as the chess pieces move across the board and as they keep, like, kind of, like, moving her up and up, I'm like, was this all a ploy? Like, my conspiracy theory brain is actually, when it comes to this woman, is actually on full throttle.
My spidey senses are tingling.
Because I'm like, I think she had her husband killed for some reason, but I don't know if that was in the cards the entire time.
Yeah.
But I don't think them meeting was a mistake for some reason, because this is all too weird for me. I feel like I'm in like a parallel universe with this bitch.
It's very strange. I actually saw a video of her with the wife of Senator Huckabee, or maybe she's a senator. I don't know politics, so I think she's a senator, Senator Huckabee, whatever. She's in the video.
Yeah.
Erica Kirk's in the video, and she's sitting there and she's like,
I saw this.
making like a sad face and then a happy face and then like a disappointed face. And before she even speaks, she goes through all the cycles of emotion.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever
And
seen. And I'm like, it looks
to-
like a child, like that's like confused and doesn't know what to do
she's
or
like,
what face to
should I
make.
look guilty in front of the camera? Should I look sad? Should I look happy? Should I look inquisitive? Should I look pissed? And I'm like, why is she doing that?
It was so bizarre. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
So that's the only...
She might be a robot or
That's
a
what
clone.
I had a moment. I had a moment where I was like, is she a robot?
Dude,
But I was like, I'm not, I don't believe it. But I
think
like
that she's
literally...
just a bad actress.
She's a bad actress. And like, why are we putting her... Okay, we're putting her in Charlie Kirk's place because he was on this board of like the Air Force, whatever the fuck this position
Dude,
is.
this is the thing for me is he was a fucking podcaster.
Wait.
How is she moving around like that? How is she maneuvering like this? How is she connected to Trump in some capacity? Because she has to be in order to be moving
she's in the
around this
pageant
easily.
Think about that. She says she didn't meet Trump before, but if you're in the pageant world, that's like his thing. Like, how did you not meet at some point?
It's too weird.
It's too convenient.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, Charlie Kirk's on the board. He probably isn't even qualified, to be honest. He's just...
I feel like sometimes they just put people
like
places. Like, it's not even a real job.
Yeah. Dude, we tried to look up the description of the job, and we read it like
It's
10
like
times.
makes recommendations.
And I'm like, it sounds like a made up... I can't even understand what the job actually is.
But like, did you ever like we work for corporations? Did you ever get the emails where like it's like, oh, new executive something, and it's like this really long-winded thing, and then you like it's a picture and it looks like a politician picture, and you're like, what is that job? Like, you don't even know what the job is. I feel like that's like a thing in government and like especially like CEO level companies where you're like, they just made up a job and it just like they pay them way more money than everybody else. And it doesn't really have any full bearing or full weight on how it affects the company or the country. It's just there. You know what I mean?
There. But imagine,
so I'm like, is that what this is?
But imagine you have a husband that's in a position of power or whatever.
That's
in
a
position
podcaster.
That's a podcaster.
That argues with college kids.
Yeah, okay. That's him. He's somehow finagled his way into this position. And then you replace him just because you're his wife. That's literally the same as Helga G. Pataki's mom replacing the dad when he got laid off because his ankle
From
was
Bob's
messed
Beepers
up.
with zero qualifications.
Zero qualifications, and just being like, here, we'll hire your wife while
and
you're
she's in a
on
swanky
leave.
dress. And there's like, you know, the fucking bedazzlers are shooting off. There's fireworks.
It's literally the same scenario.
It's the exact same scenario. But my question
like with
is,
the pyrotechnics,
she didn't even apply for Bob's Beepers.
They just picked
They
her.
just picked her because she's like, I'll go in. And they're like, sure.
And next thing you know, she's in a sparkly pantsuit and she's like, Beepers. That's Erica Kirk.
which is bizarre. It's so strange to me. It's like, how did this happen? Because she must have some kind of underlying qualification in order to get where she's at, or America's a fucking joke.
Right. But also, you didn't see
Donald Trump is our
this
president.
one clip from like the, I don't know, Turning Point podcast or whatever the fuck Charlie Kirk was on. And his co-host, I think his name's Tyler Boyer. He's on there.
Right.
And he was like saying that if Charlie had a choice, like up in heaven, if he had a choice to come back
He'd want
down,
his wife to be watching his children.
If he had a choice to come back down and live again, he would opt out because he'd rather be dead because of what's transpiring because of his death. What a weird fucking thing to say about someone who's dead. He'd rather stay dead because we're better off. We're doing things. We're moving along. Like, in the way he explained it kind of sounded like a little better than that, but that's what he was basically
Why would he say
saying.
something like that?
And I'm like,
It's
that's such a weird thing to say.
It's almost like, you know what, like when you have like OCD, which I have a tinge of that, and you don't want to speak something into the universe that could happen. It's almost like when you're like, don't say like if he had the choice to come back, he would come back. Because you can't speak it into the universe. You have to say that he would never want, because like in your heart of hearts, you don't want him to come back. That's what it sounds like. He just like is like, no, he would never opt for that.
It's such a bizarre thing to even say.
It's
like,
also
why would
like,
that even come out of your mouth? About a dear friend? Like
a dear friend, and also like your co-worker, or like
imagine your best friend, because they're working together every day, or your best co-worker friend or whatever.
Even if it's not your best friend, if this is like somebody that's very close to you,
he would want to stay
and you've
dead.
been working with them for years and they died. I'm trying to put myself in this position, and you're like, oh, would you want them to come back? He would never want to come back. That's crazy. That sounds like you don't want them back.
So he would want his kids to be basically parentless because his fucking wife's on a press tour. Like, he'd be cool with this whole scenario that his kids are basically abandoned and he's dead, and the whole world had to watch blood pouring out of his neck and getting shot, and like we're all affected by this.
He would want that.
He would want this because the aftermath is a lot better. What's the aftermath? The Iranian war?
What's Turning Point USA doing? Podcasting?
They podcast.
What do they do? I'm trying to
try to sell license plates.
They
with
sold
Charlie's
a lot of
face
they
on
sold
it,
a lot of shirts and a lot of hats. Is that what the moves that they're making, where he would rather be dead because they made a lot of money?
Like college campuses, and they like register Republicans to vote and stuff. And now they're moving into real estate.
But like that can happen when he's alive.
We don't really know what that means. We don't really know what any of it means.
Dude,
okay?
what the fuck?
I think he was equating it to like some kind of religious revolution. I don't really fucking know. I don't know. It just sounded stupid.
It does sound stupid. Almost as stupid as Jake Paul pursuing politics.
Why was he there at this thing?
Isn't he a fighter? He fights, right?
Yeah.
Like a UFC
but
fighter?
Why was he speaking in Kentucky with the president? I need to understand why. Do you know why?
It just seems random. I have no idea
Is he a Kentucky native?
Do we need more people with CTE in politics?
My thing is like,
I'm just so confused
the pit stains. The pit stains alone were crazy. Like, you show up to an event and you gotta just maybe not wear a tan suit if you know that that's a possibility, because that was crazy.
That's your first. That's America's first impression of you as a politician.
I wonder if he like. You know what? I hope he.
You know what? I feel actually kind of feel bad for the guy.
I feel bad because when you have some bad, like when you're sweating real bad, like you know that,
and you like can smell it. Dude. Because if you're sweating that bad, it smells.
So this actually is what I equate it to, because sometimes you get some sweaty pits and your pits stink and you're at work and you're like, whatever, I'm at work and you're trying to like
clamp,
you clamp them together,
pits shut. So
and
when you got to direct somebody, you're like over there.
Yeah. So I was at this event where
you break out your T-Rex hands.
It was like a Magic Mike show, right?
Yeah.
And I know that I'm gonna get a hot seat. I'm gonna get picked up and like thrown around. I'm gonna be like this close to this guy's face, and I knew my breath stunk, and I could not find gum. And That's all. That's what I equate
That's the
that to.
worst
Like
feeling
he's
ever.
probably sitting in his seat, going, "I wish I had a different jacket. Like I wish I had something to swap out."
Yeah,
And he's probably turning to people, going, "Does it look that bad?"
and we're like, yeah, it does.
But anyway, yeah. Saying I would endorse you for politics down the line is crazy because this is a like known racist guy, right? Like he's not like a
Yeah,
good dude.
Look,
Wait.
it's just killing me a little bit because it's like anything to not take America seriously.
It's like a joke.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't in good faith be like, this is a good move for America. You know what I mean? It's like the Nicki Minaj thing too was random as fuck.
Handsome and
they're
dashing
like-
president.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Talking like Adam Sandler for some
our
reason.
handsome and dashing president. But it's just it almost to me makes us it makes us a laughing stock. It's like, and it's like not even make it make sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm not saying that celebrities are stupid or like we shouldn't have celebrities in politics. If you can prove yourself to be useful or intelligent enough to run the country, then do so. But it's like no checks and balances. They just throw them in and go, now they're in politics. And I'm like, make it make fucking sense. You know what I mean? It's like Jane Fonda. She's been like literally like on the front lines, been political her whole life. She was an activist. If she were like, I'm going to, in my old age, because, you know, she's like approaching 90, let's get her in the Senate as soon as possible because we need more.
Yeah.
We need more senators that are in their 90s. I'm not saying that. I think that we need to shoot a little younger, but I'm saying if she were like, hey, I want to be in politics, it would kind of make sense. It would be like, all right, I can see why this would happen, right?
Yeah. But I think that Trump does things, it's like rage baity.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why are you having him speak, number one? And number two, is it like because you both had the same stance on the halftime show? Or like,
Yeah.
is it like,
And
he doesn't like Bad Bunny either, so we're going to have him speak?
And I almost think it's like, you know, throw enough shit at the wall and it sticks kind of thing, because Trump, the same thing happened where everyone like is like, he's the apprentice guy. He's not gonna be the president. That's ridiculous. And then he did it. And I think they're like, oh, America's kind of dumb and they'll like celebrities in power because we're America and that's funny and it's niche and it's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he's like trying to kind of feed that narrative still, but I don't think we're in that position anymore. I think we're like the gig is up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not working out anymore.
Yeah. The
But
clouds
yeah.
have been lifted.
We think.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, I'm going to be honest, but like I heard like it may be like hearsay, like we got to do more research to see if it's real, but they were saying that they're pushing for like a JD Vance, Erica Kirk ticket, and that's why
They're moving her around.
they're moving the chess pieces or
It's not
falling as
great.
they will.
It's not
And I'm like,
great.
if that's real, dude, I would vote for anybody else. I don't think anybody likes her. Like, would that be a smart move? And then if they win, I would be
Nobody likes women.
But also, I'm like, if they like,
We
let's-
won't vote for a woman.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if JD Vance was running and she's vice president or whatever? He'd be running. He'd be the man.
Oh, he would be the president.
I would
That makes
assume.
more sense.
But then I'm like, if you do that,
But
and
he's so unlikable.
he's unlikable, she's unlikable, and then if they win, I would be like, everything's rigged.
Everything's fake.
Everything.
That's what I would think, because I'm like, nobody likes him. Everybody likes Trump because he's like has no filter and he's like, I'll just say whatever I want. And he's like kind of, I don't think he's charismatic, but people think that he is, in the sense that he gets
just
away
says
with
whatever,
shit. He can
yeah.
just grab people by the pussy, do whatever he wants. Vance is like a pussy boy. Like he's just like this little like bitch buddy that's like, he's like the yes man. You know what I mean? And then when he goes up and tries to be charming, it's like, it's cringe and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I
Dude,
just like,
I'm telling you,
if
we're gonna
he
figure
won,
out
I
that
would-
he has some skeletons in the closet. I don't know what they are, but we're gonna find out.
remember we said he would wear a diaper?
Yeah, something like that. We were trying to give it to like give him a something.
Yeah. But you
But-
said it's not like threatening. It's just something a little
Just
uncomfortable. But he
uncomfortable.
did fuck his couch.
What?
It's in his book.
He fucked his couch?
He like stuck his dick in his couch and came in it.
He wrote a book and put that in there?
He said as like a teenager he fucked his couch. I mean, like,
but why would you put that in a book?
I don't know. Because I don't know. I'm like 99.9% sure that that's in his book. People be putting anything in books, bro.
Ooh, okay. I mean, listen.
I mean, that's a skeleton in a closet, but it's not like. I don't have a penis. I'm not a man.
It's
I
not
don't know.
in a closet. It's out. Like he wrote that in a book. So if you're gonna write that you came in your couch in a book, you've done way worse shit that you don't want to talk about.
But that's my thing. Like, I'm not a dude. I don't have a dick. I don't know what that's like. Even if I did that,
I'd be pissed. If I was his mom,
I would never write that in a book. I think it was his grandmother's couch. I don't think it was his mom.
If I was his grandmom, I would beat the fucking shit out of him. I'd be like, my couch?
As a grown adult, read the book and beat the shit out of him.
My fucking couch?
Yeah,
disgusting.
You know, we're one of 7 kids, 2 of 7 kids. You know, like, you just have kids and they just fuck up your house. Just like you got nice like things, you just can't have a nice house.
We won't mention names, but one was peeing under the dining room table.
One was pooping in the toy boxes. Like, you just can't have a nice house. And then, like, or they'll just stick their foot on the corner of the coffee table, like,
and it's ripping the wood
and then they'll
off.
be doing this thing with their foot, like waving it back and forth, and you just have like a bare wood, like the eating through the finish. I'm like, I could never. I would freak out,
dude.
Probably why I have OCD, bro.
Also, we forgot to mention, Love is Blind, the bronzer that's going on. What's with the makeup artist?
I think they need to find new makeup artists because this isn't like a sometimes you do look a little orangey depending on like your
we
cover
look
up.
Orange sometimes in this lighting.
In the lighting, but this is like next level bronze.
This is like Donald Trump orange.
Like Emma, she's like a little Asian girl that's like so pale. She literally had like bright like orange on her forehead at the reunion that was like glowing under the light. And then she had like that powder that they put on over the concealer that kind of like hides your pores.
Yeah.
It just looks so bad, man. It was like an orange hue and then like a white halo around her eyes and then orange around her cheeks. And I'm like, this looks so bad.
And they're even in the cutscenes when they're doing their little video montages, they're like, oh, she's putting herself tanner on. And I was like, enough is enough. You need to stop. You need to stop.
Yeah, Jess had the crazy orange shit going on too the whole season. And I was like, this isn't good. And it's like, oh, makeup's all about lighting and natural lighting. It won't look the same. These are on studio sets.
Yeah, I'm like,
that are like meant for television.
Also, they're not like, they're technically not on set because they're like in houses and on vacation. So maybe the lighting.
I'm talking about they're at the reunion.
It was crazy.
They look so bad.
It got to a point where
Amber
we're like,
had the blush like in her cheeks going up into her cheeks is bright red, looks like a gaunt ghost.
But she also was the only one who wasn't orange in the last scene, but they made her like pale white.
Yeah, she probably was like, take that bronzer away from me. And they're probably like, all right, bitch, I'm going to fuck up your blush. I don't know. It was not cool. I was like what is going on?
They did it on purpose.
She looked like the bent neck lady.
It got
like the Haunting of Hill House. Like, it was just too gaunt. It was too... Dude. I was like, they're fucking these women over. And I'm not cool with it.
It got to a point, it got so bad at one point that I was like, Mo was like, love is not blind, love is orange.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's...
Oh, man.
Yeah. But God help us all. That was the podcast.
All right, see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2.